and welcome to Match Fishing TV. In this week's show, we'll be looking back at the final of Riverfest, the Drennan Whiteacres Festival, and obviously various winter leagues. I'm joined in the studio by Matt Godfrey.
Good evening.
And Jake Fowles.
Evening.
Okay, lads, you've just had a long drive back from Whiteacres. The Drennan Weekend Festival didn't really go to plan, did it?
It were a tricky one, Roger. We had some really bad weather. A lot of anglers went down on Thursday and Friday to have a practice. We went down and did a few features with some of them, and although the weather was atrocious, you know, we had massive storms at night, freezing cold, high winds, the worst fishing conditions in the world. There were still plenty of fish to catch, to be fair. You know, there were 75 anglers on it, so
Decent turnout.
yeah, brilliant turnout. It's an invitation festival, so it were an honour to be invited, to be fair, wasn't it?
Yeah, really good event.
And the fishing was good in some areas, very tricky in others.
Very tricky. So python in particular over the 2 days. It's a good job really. In the past, it's been that it's been a random draw both days.
Yeah. So you could have ended up on it twice.
You could have ended up in one section in particular in the Narrows. You drew it in the second day.
Yeah.
Was very hard, but it was.
It got quite clear.
Oh, it was in clear.
Yeah.
It's like 4 or 5 foot deep, really narrow, really clear. And that one section, quite a few people moaned about that one, didn't they? But never mind. It were difficult for everybody. But the results overall were good though.
Yeah, very good. So overall, Paul Yates won it, so Yanni. He's had 2 section wins and a total weight of £54 and 12 ounce. He was actually on Python on the second day in your section.
Yeah.
And he's won that section with £6.
Wow, okay.
And he's had 3 F1s in the last half an hour to win in that section. But that's been enough with his weight from day one of £48 to win him the festival.
And it was the weight that mattered, wasn't it, as well? Because Kieran Wardle was runner-up.
It was.
Same points.
Same points, but he had £42.9. So slightly different, lost out on weight, but again, 2 section wins. And then the sort of final framers, Des Ship, he was on 3 points. Chris
Don't
Van der
catch many,
Vliet.
does he?
He's good and he does.
Very good. And then Frankie Giannicelli came 5th, again with 3 points.
It's been a really tight festival then. 2 points, 3, 3.
Really close. And a lot of the sections, for example, Dean Barlow, I think he ended up 8th overall. But he actually lost out on his section by 3 ounce on the second day, and he would have won the festival if he'd have had an extra 3 ounce. He's actually pulled out of a big skimmer last chuck as well.
Oh, no.
About £2. So they were sort of the differences between doing really well and just missing out.
I do feel sorry for you two though, because you go down to Cornwall expecting some nice weather. So not only have you had a 5-hour drive back last night to be here in time for this morning, you've also had some weather that you would normally find if you go north rather than going down.
Rog, honestly, on the Saturday night, they said this storm will come in, and it got to about 11:30, and we were all sat in bar. Fine, it was just drizzling a little bit. Got to about 12:30. Jesus Christ! I thought roof at Lodge were coming off. It was like
when it really takes off down there, it's a good place to watch it through a pub window.
Yeah.
Is my experience.
oh, it was wild.
In a way, though, we were quite lucky because the storms seemed to pass overnight and through the night.
Yeah.
So when we were actually fishing, I was thinking there's going to be some poles broken.
That was a lot of England on Saturday night, actually.
Yeah, and it seemed to pass. And by the time we were fishing, Saturday was relatively rainy, but it wasn't too windy. And Sunday was actually really nice. It was quite sunny,
Beautiful.
wasn't it?
The damage had been done largely by
Through the night, yeah.
All in all, though, brilliant event. Nice and friendly. Pleasure to be invited, and they did a nice, fun mystery pair. Mystery teams of 4.
Isn't it?
And it's no surprise that Tom Scully won some money somehow this weekend. His team of 4 ended up winning it. We made up of Paul Yates, who won the festival.
Yeah.
Si Mottram, he did well at second day. We're in my section on second day, battered us all. Tom, who won his section on the second day as well, and Stuart Lister, who won his. They actually had 3 wins in a second on second day, pulled himself right back up, and Drennan put some money in for this teams of 4 and some individual money as well.
And then you've had to slope off before Tom could buy you a drink.
Terrible.
They're waiting, Tom. They're still waiting for you. Okay, Preston Innovations pole fishing pairs. There was a round at the weekend, quite a low turnout, but it's still competitive.
Yeah, up north at Woodlands Fishery in Thirsk, and it's normally really good silverfish fishing up there. You know, I'm surprised that they want more people on it, to be honest, Rog. But there were a lot of things on this weekend, Riverfest, the Drennan Festival and what have you. But it was lovely to see Rob Swan and William McCranach win the pairs and qualify. They're a young couple of lads. You did a nice feature with him in match
Yeah,
fishing.
so that'll be in the next issue of Match.
Yeah.
Just to plug that, by the way.
Great little duo. Both got a bit of a sponsorship deal with Guru at the minute, so it's nice to see them do well. They had a combined weight of £26.13.
That's been tough then.
Yeah, very tricky.
For a commercial fishery, that's tough.
Well, proper north in it, woodlands. It's
Yeah.
nice and cold up there. The second pair to qualify was local superstars, Johnny Madison and Andy Nelson. They had a weight of £25.7. And the third pair to qualify was Mr. Seagoody and someone called Jacko. I don't know the proper names. I couldn't find the proper result.
Despite the fact we're the organisers.
I got a piece of paper off Craig and it said Seagoody and Jacko. So they had
Well done,
16,
Craig,
12. But young Rob's one actually won the match with £18.4. He had a lovely net of fish, some skimmers and a few roach and stuff. And the three section winners was D Close with £8.2, Johnny Madison with 15.3 and Andy Nelson with £10.4.
Excellent. And in a couple of minutes' time, we'll talk about this weekend because there's another round up for grabs. Okay, Tunnelbarn Farm Winter League.
Yep, so a really big event really this Winter League. A lot of big names fish it. It's fished really well again. Sort of £85.10 has won it. The top 5 have actually came off 5 different lakes, which just goes to show sort of that you can be in different areas to sort of be up there. Roger Marlowe's actually won the match from Canal Peg 17.
Roger the Corn.
That's a blast front pass, Roger Marlowe.
I'm going to
isn't
say,
it?
he was a stalwart of the source scene for a very long time.
Yeah.
Or probably still is, to be honest. But
Yeah.
good to see Roger winning.
Yeah, but then
Well done, Rog.
Guru's Jake Gallagher was second. Aidan Mansfield, Jamie Hughes and Andy Bennett. So a few decent anglers there have also made the frame individually.
Decent anglers.
Yeah. But with it being a team event, so Guru have actually won it on the day with 99 points.
That's
which
a cracking score. isn't it,
really, really good score. With Match Fishing Drawbags in second, so that's our Joe and his team, and Matt in third.
Very nice. And the league standings so far, Team Matt Baitec are winning with 246 points. Team Guru second with 238. Drennan Banbury Gunsmiths third with 216 points. And Joe Carassa's team, the Match Fishing Drawbags, in fourth with 215. But a lot of rounds left, loads to play for.
They think they're getting a bit of steam behind them now. Decent result this week. I think they'll hunt those top couple of spots down. Anyway.
Definitely.
Fingers crossed for them. Okay, Daiwa Hallcroft, teams with 4 silverfish leagues.
Yeah, I thought we'd give this one a mention because Hallcroft's actually put some new fish in last couple of weeks. Not silverfish, but some small carp. But it's obviously stirred some silverfish into feeding.
Yeah.
And although this is a silverfish league, carp actually count as a pound.
Yeah.
And I had a chat with a winner of Sunday's match, Chris Greensides. And I thought, blooming heck, £57 too. He's at the right day's silverfish sport there. And he went, well, actually,
yeah, 57
Matt,
carp.
I had 41 carp.
Yeah, that's not. Is that in the spirit of silverfish?
Well, it's one of them. It's always been the same at Hallcroft. For 10 years, that's how they've done it. And they get a good turnout. And they do catch some nice weights of silverfish. He still had sort of 18-pounder skimmers and roach and stuff, fishing pellets on the pole. P. Lancaster was second with £36.12, again on the pole, he fished maggots and pellets. And third was Steve Clark, local lad who had £31, but really good backing weights. And it's nice to see fisheries putting some fish in, stirring some other fish into feeding, going into winter. So I thought we'd give them a nice little mention.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, there is one point actually that's come from 2 reports here. If you're framing a match, do yourself a favour, make sure the organiser has in full name down, Christian name as well.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know about you, when I used to weigh in on matches, and if there was somebody's name I didn't know, you'd walk along and say, yeah, can I name please? And they'd say, you know, Matt Godfrey. I know you're Matt. Of course I know you're Matt. Your surname was after. Nice trick, try it. Okay, now this weekend we've got another round of the pole fishing Press Innovations pairs.
We have. It's going to be a popular one, I think, this weekend, Rog. It's at Tunnelbarn Farm. There's still a few places left.
There's not many places left at the moment, is there? 'Cause
No.
It's sold quite well this round.
It's limited to 30 pairs. I think this one will probably sell out. It's good fishing at Tunnel, you know, it'll be nice and close, it'll be a competitive match. But if you want tickets, you can book them at www.shop@dhp.com and just in the search bar, just type pole fishing pairs and you can click to buy your tickets on there. And then Sunday is an exciting match, one that I always look forward to. It's the first round of the Bait Tech Canal Champs on the Stainforth and Keeby Canal at Thorn. And this year we're doing similar sort of format to last year. You have to win your section in one of the qualifiers. It could be a 5, 6, 7 peg section. Nice small sections. We want to get plenty of people in the final. Nice fun league all winter. Win your section, you're through to the final, and as the league goes on, like default section winners will qualify. So it's hopefully a lot of different names in the final.
Are you taking bookings for that?
Yep, certainly am. You can, if you want to book on the match for Sunday, give me a call on 0791 77 11 722. You can turn up on the morning, but if you do, get there nice and early, sort of 7:30 at the Canal Tavern, just so that we've got your name down in plenty of time.
Okay, we're going to take a short break, and we're back with you in a couple of minutes. Welcome back. And I don't know if people noticed, but just before we went into the break, Matt Godfrey could be seen reading his phone number from the prompt sheet. And his excuse was, oh yeah, I get very confused because it's very similar to Tom's. They both begin 07. Anyway. Right, there's a match that caught my eye. East Midlands Winter League practice on the old Neen at March.
Yes.
Venue I used to love fishing.
Brilliant venue, and it.
I held the record there for a week.
Oh, that's there.
Yeah.
What did you have?
26 pound of roach on 6 metres to hand, hemp and bread punch. And then Tim Crofts beat my record. It stood for a week from the brickyard section, and he beat my record, the scrapyard section. No, it's called the coal yard section.
Coal yard section,
Yeah.
blooming neck.
Yeah, £26, and Tim Crofts beat it a week later.
Brilliant fishing
It
though.
is incredible.
It's a venue with a lot of interest at the minute as well, because obviously the Winter League final taking place, I think it's late February this year. That's got
half on there and half on commercial.
Yeah, so I think a lot of people will be trying to get onto these matches as a cheeky early practice, and it fished its brains out this weekend.
When it's on, it really is on. You won't find a better venue in England, I don't think, for roach.
Definitely not. I mean, Rob Hubbard won the match with £30 1 ounce. Mainly small fish, brilliant day's fishing. It's 100 mile an hour fishing that in it, 30 pounder bits and bats and stuff. Second place was Rob Wright, not far behind at all. He had £29.12, and speaking to Rob, he had 350 fish. So that sort of shows what the fishing's like there. But look at the backup weight. Simon Colclough third, £25.15. Paul Cowan fourth, £25.5. Alistair Ogilvie fifth, £24.13.
That's Ogilvie.
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 From Boston area.
Yeah, like Alistair. He's consistent on the venues, isn't he? And Steve Slater, sixth place with £21.4, which is awesome winter fishing.
And that will almost all be roach.
Yeah.
There'll be a few skimmers, there'll be an odd perch. One person in that list might have a tench as well.
Yeah.
But the truth of the matter is it's roach fishing at its very best.
You can see why they sell out them matches.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, for a very long time, it was almost like secret squirrel trying to find a ticket for one of those matches. It really was, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, you know, you'd be at a Winter League and somebody would mention, by the way, a couple of weeks' time there's a match on the old Neen, and it would have been sold out just by word of mouth.
Yeah.
It's great fishing, good access as well. I mean, there's no long walks. It's, you know, you don't have to walk that far with a lot of kit. You don't have to carry a lot of kit.
I find it amazing. Last year, first time I started to go there, you get there and it's like 6 or 7 metres wide, and you think, how the hell can you catch £30 a roach out of that?
That volume of fish in such a small space.
They allowed bloodworm there for a while, you know.
Did they?
Many years ago, it was unbelievable.
Solid, like.
It was ridiculous fishing. But then, of course, you actually don't need it there.
No.
Unless you're in one of the sections that's outside the town, way out in the sticks. But for most of it, it's just, you know, bread punch, bit of pinky fishing. Brilliant.
Awesome stuff.
On and Rob. Okay. Another Angling Trust Winter League, Castle Ashby.
Yeah, so this was round 5 of that Winter League. It was dominated by one team on the day. So Preston Black Horse have ended up with 59 points, which was actually 8 section wins out of the 9. Dan Webb put the result sheet on, and it was just like section win, like so 8 of them out of the 9.
Did he tell you let them down?
No.
No, he wouldn't.
Because whoever let them down finished second in the
We
section.
ought to name and shame him, really, didn't we?
Yeah, Dan, what are you doing? Tell us. We need stuff like
It probably was Dan then in that
Yeah,
case.
he
wasn't it?
probably kept it quiet.
That's why he mentioned all the team results and that, is it?
No, that is a great performance, isn't it?
Fantastic. So that does mean that Preston Black Horse are winning that league overall. Garblino RAF second and Maver Milton Keynes in third. On the day, the individual side of things, so Ian Pretty actually won it from the Brickyard.
Oh, he won the Brickyard pond, didn't he? And is he
Yes.
top weight overall? Because they have a separate winner every lake, don't they?
Yeah, he won
So-
Brickyard with £6.9.
£6.9,
Little roach on pinkies. He's won that lake nearly every time, I think, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Keep seeing his name crop up.
And then Scotland Alan Donnelly,
Yeah.
Scotland
so £10 one. That was 200 roach, rudd, perch and gudgeon on maggots.
And
So
then
he's
Westy, Graham West has won Gredder Pond, old teammate of mine.
Yeah, he won the match on the day as well. He had £16.5, 230 roach on casters and a few skimmers on.
He's
as
ever
well.
so good. Considering he's from Luton, he's absolutely brilliant.
considering he's from yeah,
He's an absolute fanatical Luton Town.
Is
fan.
he?
Oh, yeah.
Brilliant.
Again,
He's obviously
brilliant
not that
fishing.
bright.
But again, another brilliant day's fishing for a lot of them by the looks of things there, and plenty of fish caught.
Absolutely. I mean, you can't see Black Horse not winning that now, can you?
I wouldn't have thought so. If they've
Yeah.
cracked
9
something
teams
to
in
get
it and they're
that many
4 in
sections,
front.
Yeah.
It can happen. It has happened, but no, they should be pretty much
Definitely.
home and nose now. Okay, then, big event of the weekend, Riverfest final.
Certainly was. Loads of people talking about it, big build up to it, and it sounded like it were a really good final as well. It was good and bad. One section out of town, one section in town. A lot of people said it was going to be a peggy match and you needed to draw some pegs.
And with the weather at the weekend as well, I mean, you'd have wanted a tiny bit of shelter would have helped.
Yeah. A lot like people who were saying, there'll be a lot of blanks and stuff. If you had a big final like that on any river at this time of year, you can't get that amount of anglers into a Fisher Chuck section.
No.
So that's how it's going to be, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I was proper over the moon to see Paul Bick win it. He's a lovely bloke, brilliant angler. I know he fishes the way a lot and takes a lot of pride in fishing it, fishes the leagues down there and stuff. And
He's picked up 12 grand.
£12,000, yeah. No wonder he was smiling when he's got that picture of his check and his trophy. But he had 2 really nice days fishing by the looks of things. On the first day he took a storming lead. He had 46 pound of chub and barbel, which were well in front. I think 28 pound was second to him, so he got a right lead. And then on the second day, just had a steady day, caught 9 pound of perch. I think he caught them on a flat float and lobworms, some chunky fish. And
But he'd already done enough, hadn't he, on the first day?
Just topped his weight up a little bit more, took the lead even further. He ended up with 55 pound 2 ounce, 12 grand richer.
Paul Downs had 44 pound per second.
Yeah, Digger was second. He had a lovely day first day. He was second on the first day, I think. He had 28 pound odder, bits and bats. He fished, caught some on a bollow, some on a whip, some on a pole, some
Good
chub.
river angler as
Yeah,
well. Very,
right
very good.
net full of different fish. I had a look at it on Facebook. There's perch in it, roach, chub, dace. And then the second day drew a tricky bit. I noticed on Facebook he said, I didn't really fancy it.
He had a couple of barbel, didn't he?
Yeah, 2 big barbel. Been nervous playing them a bit.
Yeah, especially with nothing else to go
Yeah.
in. Yeah.
But the thing with that competition, I made a point of writing the top 10 down because I think there's some names in there you really recognise. Nick West was third with £42.4. Sean Ashby, fourth with 33.13. He's always up there in this final, Sean. Tom Noughton was fifth. He's a young lad, put loads of effort into this competition. Well deserves a mention, got a nice result, and he picked up £1,000 for coming fifth.
Yeah, it's a superb event.
Yeah.
Great event.
That's the thing, even though we've mentioned obviously first was 12,000, second got 6,000, and then like you said, fifth was 1,000, so there's a lot of money to
it
be
is a
had there as
superb
well,
event.
isn't there?
Yeah, brilliant. Other names up there, 6th place, Steve Clark, 7th, Darren Harper, 8th, Simon Willsmore, 9th, Steve Hemingray, and 10th, Anthony Avery.
So well done to all concerned, particularly well done to Paul Bick. That's a nice Christmas on the way now, isn't it? 12
Beautiful,
grand in your
yeah.
sky pocket. Yeah. Okay, what's coming up? Tricast Western Pools.
Yeah, so Richie's gave me a call towards the end of last week and just about some matches that they're running around Christmas. So they've got the Western Winter Commercial Open, which he's basically said he's happy for anyone to go, just book on with him. The thing is, he's mentioned more about what's going to follow the match rather than the actual match. So he said that basically there's going to be a bit of a tour of the top shelf of the bar that's there, mainly Sambuca. So that'll be after the match, and there's also a food and drink will be put up for everybody to enjoy there. Then as well as that, so Sunday the 18th of December, so the Fur and Feather.
That'll be a nice match.
So again, with that one, what they do there, they get everybody to turn up with a prize, as well as a little bit of something, maybe a toy or just a little gift for the Hope House Children's Charity. So basically everybody turns up with a little gift and then they donate that to the children's charity.
Yeah.
So that's a really nice match to get involved with. I think, did you do that last year? Or?
I didn't fish it. Tom went and fished that one and said it were brilliant. Loads of fish caught, really nice. I think they're just two lovely fun days out. Western Pools, Tricast Western
Right before
Pools.
Christmas as well. So,
Yeah, if you want to book on them, if you go onto the Tricast Western Pools website, you can book on online, or Richie Parry's phone number's on there for you.
Yeah, and with that, there is over Saturday and a Sunday, so the 17th and the 18th. So they have accommodation as well if you did sort of want to do it that way.
If you're top shelf, you need accommodation.
Well, that's it. You're not going to, the way Richie wants you all on that Saturday night, you're not getting home.
Brilliant. Okay, well, thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you in a week.